All right, we're getting close to Central's bowl game against Northwestern in the GameAbove Sports Bowl in Detroit, and I'm happy to be joined by Chips wide receiver Tommy McIntosh. Tommy, thanks so much for taking a couple minutes to talk to me here.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. It's a lot of fun.
And so, first question I want to ask you, just kind of big picture, what's been just your assessment of the season as a whole? Obviously, you've had a great year catching the ball so far, and still got one more game left. Just what's kind of been your take of this season overall?
I think anytime like a new staff is brought in the off season, like what we had here, there's a lot of question marks as to, what you're going to get for the season. And I think I think I think the coaching staff did a really good job of, handling those questions early on, and they kind of laid it out like shit the first shoot, my bad. But like the first week we were here, I think they really laid out like what their vision for the program was, and they've stayed true to that. They've rung true to everything they said they wanted to do, and I think that helped clear up any confusion early on, and I think that helped guys, buy into what they wanted to see from the program, and what they wanted to do themselves this season. And so, I think everybody was able to really settle into their role early on and shoot, just carry it on from there, continue to get better over the year. And obviously, we got one more game now that we're excited to go play. It's going to be a really fun atmosphere, and just keep building, just continue to grow, man. That's really what it is.
100%, and that's really the next thing I was going to ask you is, you come in here last year, then you go through a coaching change. What were some of the biggest reasons with, Coach Drinkall, the offensive coaching staff and the players that, had you feeling comfortable that you wanted to stick around here for throughout that process?
Yeah, like I said, they did a really good job when they first came in, and I think they just, they give off the impression that, they're really smart football coaches and they know what they're talking about. And um, shoot, no, it was really easy for me to buy into it. I think because they were so honest and authentic with everything that they said, and so, at that point, as a player, it becomes a lot easier. You don't have to worry about the off the field stuff. You can just go and focus on performing, trying to do the best you can every single day. And so, yeah, I think the authenticity of everybody in the program, it starts at the top with Coach Drinkle, but it trickles down to there. He hired a bunch of staff members that are, really trustworthy guys, people that, you'd want to introduce to your family and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I think I was able to pick up on that early, having so many football coaches in my life. I mean, this is shoot my fifth head coach and 4 years of college football. So, um, no, yeah, I think I picked up on that really early, and they've hung true to everything they said.
And now that you've had a full season under this coaching staff, how have you seen the offense as a whole kind of gel and find their rhythm throughout the season?
Yeah, I think we have gelled really well, and that just comes with experience playing together. A lot of new pieces. They brought in a lot of new guys in the offseason that you got to get acclimated to. You got to get used to playing on the field with, and I think we've done a really good job just communicating with each other and holding each other accountable. There's no selfishness or me guy stuff. It's all honest, and we want the best for each other. And I think that is just it starts at the top, and everybody kind of just buys into it.
Well, and you had some time with Joe last year too before he
Mhm.
got hurt. Just tell me about the relationship that the two of you have and being able to grow that connection even more throughout the season.
Absolutely, that's a really big thing. I think Joe started the season off last year really hot. He's playing really good football, and then he has the unfortunate injury, and you don't get to see him out there for the second half of the year or whatever it was. And so, this offseason, I think he did a really good job, rehabbing and getting himself back so that when he is on the field, there's no questions about, if he's capable of doing it. I mean, he silenced every question about his shoulder day one of practice, slinging the ball around, and so, people build a feed off of him. He's not a big vocal guy, but he exudes confidence, and he's a guy that in the moments of distress, he's someone you can look to that's going to be like a stable figure. And so, I think just having time with him. Shoot, it's been a year and a half now that I've been able to like just go throw routes with him and stuff, and it just continues to grow every day.
And I'm wondering just your how much have you guys felt the support from the fan base and the alumni base this year? I mean, it feels like from even from last year, it's just grown so much. Just talk to me a little bit about seeing all the support that you guys have gotten this year.
It's been awesome. It's been the Mount Pleasant community, man. You know, they've really come together and supported us, and it's been awesome. My dad played football here for the Chips, and so growing up, we came to a lot of games as a kid. And so, I saw the Antonio Brown years and the Dan Lefevre years when they were a powerhouse, and the stands were packed. And so, that's something that when I came here, I wanted to, bring back. And I think we made the first step, and we got one more bowl game to win, and then it's on to next season. But I think we're building in the right direction. Absolutely.
And now moving to the bowl game, what stands out about Northwestern's defense, their secondary on film that you're going to have to be ready for and that you have been preparing for.
Yeah, they're a really good, well-coached team. They have a lot of athletes in the secondary. They don't blow coverages. Like they're really well coached. The guys out there are out there for a reason. And so, it's going to take all of us. It's going to take consistency and just we're going to have to really play our best ball. But the staff's really put a great game plan in, and just the last few practices getting going on it. I think everybody's really confident in what we're going to be able to do on them, and we're just excited for the opportunity.
Well, and you guys have played a really tough schedule this year too. How do you feel like that has prepared you for another Big Ten team in Northwestern? And like you said, what are some of the other things that I guess excite you about this opportunity too?
Right. We have played a lot of really good teams so far this season. You said it. And I think that just kind of gives us the confidence that, whoever we are, playing against on the field, we can compete and win. Um, in terms of, being excited for this game, it's a really cool opportunity for people in Central Michigan. I mean, playing in Ford Field, not many people get the opportunity to do that. Grow up watching the Lions games there, and I think I went to this bowl game a few times as a kid too. And so just the opportunity to be out on the field, I'm gonna have a lot of family and friends coming in. It's gonna be a really cool experience and something, I'm not gonna take for granted.
And the last thing I got for you before I let you go is your DeWitt boys came out November,
Heck
what
yeah.
was it, 30th against Mount Pleasant, left the people up there a little disappointed, but just how exciting was that for you to see those guys go out and win a state title?
That was awesome. It was awesome, man. I wasn't able to go to the game, but I watched it online, and watching Coach Zim and all the guys get the school's second state championship. It was awesome. I wish they didn't have to do it to Mount Pleasant the way they did, but anybody who gets on the field with the Panthers, man, there's no telling what's going to happen. But no, I was excited for them. They earned it. They deserved it. They worked really hard this offseason, and shoot, no, they earned it.
Awesome, man. That's all I got for you. Thanks so much for stopping in and talking to me, and best of luck next week
Thank you.
in
No, I
in the bowl
appreciate it.
game.
Yeah, thanks, man. You have a good one.